So, let's just dive right in with a really big and honestly a pretty tough question that our source material asks. Why is it that so many people, we're talking about a huge majority, seem to get stuck financially?
90%. Just take a second and really look at that number. That's not some small group or a tiny minority. That's almost everyone. And that number, well, it really shows you just how big of a challenge we're talking about here. And when you see a number that big, the next question is obvious, right? How is that even possible? What's really going on here?
You know this story. I mean, we've all seen it. People who work their tails off their entire lives. Good, honest, hardworking people who just never seem to get ahead. They just can't seem to build any real wealth.
And this is a really, really important point. If working hard was the only thing that mattered, that 90% number would be totally different. So the problem, it's got to be somewhere else. To figure this out, the source we're looking at points to what it calls the 3 traps. Now, think of these as the obvious patterns, the things you can actually see that keep people stuck in place, but they're really just symptoms of something much, much deeper.
Okay, so the first trap is all about how we think about time. For most people, it's a simple trade. You give an hour of your life, you get a certain amount of money back. The problem? The second you stop working, the money stops coming in. But the wealthy think differently. They focus on building systems, a business, investments, things that make money even when they're not physically working. It's all about breaking that direct link between time and income.
Now for the second trap, how we deal with risk. Let's be honest, for most of us, risk is a scary word. It's something we try to avoid no matter what. And that fear, well, it keeps us on the same safe path, which means we don't really grow. The wealthy, on the other hand, they don't run from risk. They study it. They learn how to manage it because they understand that taking calculated risks is absolutely essential if you want to get ahead.
And trap number 3 has to do with learning. The common way of thinking is that you go to school, you get your diploma, and you're done. Education is over. But for the wealthy, learning never, ever stops. It's a daily habit like eating or sleeping. They're always picking up new skills, new knowledge, because they know that if you're not learning, you're falling behind.
So there you have it, 3 huge differences: how we use time, how we approach risk, and if we keep learning. But here's the twist. According to our source material, these things, they're not the real difference. They're just the result of something else.
So if those are just the symptoms, what's the actual disease? What's the root cause that drives every single one of those behaviors we just talked about? Let's get into it.
And here it is. It all boils down to this one simple, powerful word: mindset. This is the thing that truly separates people. It's not about what you're doing, it's about what you're thinking that leads to those actions.
And just so we're clear, when we say mindset, what we're really talking about is your core belief system. It's like the operating system running in the background of your mind. It quietly shapes every financial decision you make. So your feelings about time, risk, and learning, they aren't random. Nope, they're a direct product of your underlying mindset.
Realizing that mindset is the root of it all is actually amazing news. Why? Because it means that the power to change isn't out there somewhere. You can't control the economy, but you can control what's happening inside your own head. And that right there, that's the starting line. That's where real change begins.
This quote just sums it all up perfectly. It draws a straight line from your inner world, your thoughts, to your outer world and your results. The order of operations is crystal clear. Change your thinking first, and your financial situation will follow. It's a classic cause and effect.
So after going through all this, we're left with a question that isn't about some big abstract idea. It's about you. It's one thing to hear these concepts, but it's another thing entirely to apply them. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. How will you start to change your thinking, starting today?